Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in again. We are back from a little off-roading day in our Frontier here. Now, it wasn't meant to be anything too crazy. I just went out by myself. I found a spot that I wanted to try out. It looked all right. And basically, you come down this slope. On the bottom, there's a little bit of a creek, which turned out to be a lot deeper than I was expecting. And then you have to climb back up the steep hill going out the other side. Now, I made it through the creek going in just fine. There's a lake when you come out the other side. But coming out, I wasn't really being too careful. Now, keep in mind, I'm by myself. I didn't have spotters or anything like that. And there was a big rock in the middle. And now, as you can see, now that I'm home and I take a look, that rock in the middle that was completely underwater, which I did not see at the time, took out our factor 55 flat link here on the end of the winch. You can see our winch is tucked up under the CBI bumper there, or in the CBI bumper. And I must have came down, obviously, a little steeper than I thought. I thought I only hit the skid plate. What if you look at the skid plate under there, she also has a nice big bow in it now. It used to be a little bit flatter, and way under there you got a little bit of scuffs on that side, a couple in the middle, which is what I thought I got hung up on initially. So I backed up and then went another line, but clearly, now that I'm home, we ended up hitting this. You can see, nice big chunk out of there. These holes are supposed to have little rubber padding like this side. This side's pulled out almost all the way. I'll have to see, maybe I can get new little rubber pads from these guys, I don't know. But basically, we just munched the front of the truck. Now, CBI bumper, she held up strong. Not a dent on this thing, not a scratch on it. Obviously, the brunt of the force went on the front here. And I'm not too worried about this. Scratches on it are not going to really hurt it. The loop here where ropes and stuff like that would go through, none of that's chewed up. You don't have any sharp edges. It's just scuffed. Most of it took the beating back here. But the thing that did take the beating is if you look under here, we got a nice big gouge out here and a nice big gouge out right here and a little bit of scuffs on the other side too. So it wouldn't be too much of a worry if we were running steel cable, but this is a braided line. So synthetic rope, you definitely do not want to have anything like this when you're using the winch. It's not the end of the world right now. But come time to actually use this thing, you don't want your rope, obviously, to be rubbing back and forth on something that's sharp and will eat away at it. Because especially when the pressure's on here, if these lines snap, it's going to take off like a bullet. So for now, I'm just going to get this kind of set back in and tighten it back up so it stays. But we munch the front of the truck. Also, moving on to the side of the truck. So now, moving on to the side of the truck, and I get comments still in videos about these. I do have a video installing them where I got my rock sliders. These are not rock sliders, they are steps. But, unfortunately, with my expert driving here today, I ended up using them as rock sliders, which they actually held up pretty good. Because if you heard the crunch that came down on these things, you can see maybe under here, there's a big dent. And then if you look closely, I crunched it right into the body of the truck. Not all the way across, goes to about here. And then along the back is all fine. But you can see the gap on the back. That's how it's supposed to be. The gap on the front, I actually got out and I jumped on these because it was all kinked up into the body of the truck, but we got a little body damage under there. Not the end of the world. I don't really care, to be honest with you. End of the day, it's a fender. If it starts to rust or something here, you replace the front fender, and then you got your rocker panel on the bottom is another story. But again, for that part, it's mostly just a scratch more than anything. We could always take the steps off and try to buff it out a little bit, but we did take a bit of a beating. But big shout out to these Iron Bison guys, because for being a step, like you can see, it's not loose or anything. It just folded up And it's more, I think, the brackets than the steps. The steps held up really good. They're not really scratched up too bad or anything underneath, but they did take a beating today, and so did the truck. So there you go, guys. It's not necessarily a video to brag about how I broke my truck or make myself look like an idiot on YouTube. But like I said, I'm out by myself. I'm learning as I go. I'm having fun. Am I worried that it's a little bit scratched and banged up? No. We built it up like this to go out and have fun. So my plan is to actually get out and start filming some of this stuff when I go. It's just a lot more difficult than obviously filming in the garage here. Takes a little more work, and I need a little bit more camera equipment to get out there and give you guys some good footage. So we're going to work on that pretty soon. Leave a comment. What do you think I should do? Should we fix the side or just leave it? Chances are I'm going to leave it, but I think I will probably invest in some real rock sliders for the future, obviously. And then again, this is just to kind of show you why I did this to the truck. The lift obviously helped. If we didn't have the lift and the bigger tires, where I went today wouldn't even have been possible at all. And then the CBI stuff, like it took a pretty good clunk. You can see it bent for the panel underneath. It ripped out everything on the front. It hit with enough force that it actually took slack out of that synthetic rope, because that was tight up against the truck before and I haven't touched it yet. So it was a pretty good crunch. Like I said, the rock was underwater. I didn't even know it was there. It kind of had a little bit of a waterfall effect going down. It was all kind of splashing. Hard to see when you're in the truck. And I hit it a little harder than I should have. My fault, yes. I'm not too worried. But with the CBI bumper on the front, nothing took any damage. It was like hitting a brick. So you can see for yourself, nothing's bent, nothing's out of shape. It all fits, it all sits nicely, other than the fair lead and everything, which I will probably have to change now, but we'll see. Obviously, before I winch anything, either myself or other people out, we will be replacing that on the front, because that's a big no-no. And then, like I said, rock sliders eventually for the side, but for now, this is how the truck sits. So like I said, I'm going to try to get out and film a little bit more on the truck out there and share that with you guys, but I need a little bit more equipment just to help me film along the way. And other than that, the videos will be coming soon. So if you like this video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and drop a comment down below what you think I should do with the truck. Just leave it. Don't worry about it too badly, or should I try to get it fixed up?